Hello and welcome into the broadcast. My name is Samuel Reese, and tonight I'm coming to you live for some rivalry action. The Columbus Crew at their brand new state-of-the-art beautiful stadium host FC Cincinnati. It's the ninth all-time meeting in what is known as the Hell is Real Derby. Columbus leading the series 3-2-3 in all competitions. And it's two teams desperate for 3 points in this great Ohio rivalry matchup. After All-Star festivities midweek, rivalry week picks back up in MLS. This is the first of 3 rivalry matchups tonight, plenty more tomorrow, and capped off by a couple on Sunday. So a great weekend of MLS action. And Caleb Porter is the Columbus head coach, a 35, 33, and 21 record at the helm. And Jaap Stam, the Dutch manager in charge of Cincinnati. Let's say it's been a turbulent ride thus far, a 7, 21, and 13 record with him at the helm. FC Cincinnati, second bottom in the East on 17 points. It's really becoming a desperate time for Cincinnati at this stage. Remember, top 7 teams in each conference make the playoffs. Columbus, the defending champions, unexpectedly, I think it's safe to say, have struggled as well. 9th place currently in the Eastern Conference, 3 points out of a playoff position. So you already know that the Columbus Crew will be hungry for a positive result tonight. And just based on how much both of these teams need a win, I think we're going to get a fun, action-packed game with both teams going for it from the start. We'll see how it plays out. These are two teams that don't like each other. That goes without being said, and it's still very early on in this rivalry. Of course, Cincinnati only came into the league a couple years ago. What's going on, Quinn? Long time no see, man. Appreciate you tuning in. Hope you're enjoying the end of summer. Not sure when you start up school again, but I start on Tuesday, so just trying to enjoy the last couple of days of summer. There will be a crew throwing on the far side. And just going over the starting lineups, first for Columbus, Eloy Room is in goal as usual. You started Wednesday. Okay, Quinn. Well, I hope you're enjoying the first couple of days. I hope you've enjoyed your first week of school. Am I calling the Revs game tomorrow? No, unfortunately, I can't, Quinn. I have something else going on tomorrow night, so I won't be able to, unfortunately. But yeah, hopefully I can do another one of their games soon. I did their game against Toronto 2 weeks ago, so and I actually went to their last 2 home games. But yeah, hopefully I can do a couple of more of their away games. Sorry, man, I got other things going on. As looking at the back line for Columbus, 4 at the back, Harrison Afful and Pedro Santos on the flank. So Afful and Santos are the outside backs. Interesting to see Santos in that position, usually a midfielder. And then the center back pairing is Jonathan Mensah and Vito Wormgoor, the Dutch defender. Darlington Nagbe and Liam Fraser, the Canadian, are the 2 holding mids. Luis Diaz, Lucas Zelarayan, right off the plane from LA, alongside Derek Etienne in the midfield, and a striker up top, Bradley Wright Phillips, a well-known player in this league. For Cincinnati, Kenneth Vermeer is in goal, the former LAFC netminder. The 2 outside backs are Ronald Matarrita and Nick Hagland. The center back pairing, Gustavo Vallecilla of Colombia and Jeff Cameron, the U.S. international. The 2 holding mids are Yuya Kubo, the Japanese, and Alan Cruz, who we saw at the Gold Cup for Costa Rica. The rest of the midfield made up of Florian Valot of France, Luciano Acosta, and Alvaro Barreal, both from Argentina. And then it's the Brazilian striker, Brenner, up top. Brenner, who has struggled a bit since making the move to FC Cincinnati. In Cincinnati, they have some talented players up top, but the goals haven't been coming as often as maybe one would have expected. So that's been a real issue for FC Cincinnati, their lack of goal scoring. But we shall see. what they can do tonight against their rivals. For anyone wondering how the name Hell is Real Derby came about, it's because if you've ever driven, I should say, from Cincinnati to Columbus, well, it's a whole lot of nothing. So that's how the name came about. And we're about 4 minutes in, essentially just all cornfields and yeah, basically nothing if you're driving from Cincinnati to Columbus, as the Crew possess in the midfield. This is sent wide for Pedro Santos, the Portuguese player. And that ball just a bit too heavily weighted for Derek Etienne. Etienne, who we saw at the Gold Cup this summer for Haiti, arguably their most talented player. It was a rough Gold Cup for Haiti, but not to their own fault. They were put in a challenging group with both the U.S. and Canada. Great crowd on hand for this Friday night rivalry matchup. This comes back to Wormgoor. And now played ahead for Darlington Nagbe. Losing control was Etienne. And here's Brenner, the Brazilian, out wide for Barreal. Barreal whipping one in. The header cleared out of the box. Now it's settled by Kubo. Kubo, another very talented player on the Cincinnati team. And as I say that, it's a poor pass out wide. Off the mark for Barreal. Hello, Kellen. Welcome into the stream. Appreciate you stopping by. Hope you're doing well. Here's Zelarayan, the talented player for Columbus, and this is a dangerous ball towards the back post. Etienne eventually gets there. Etienne defended by Wormgoor. Etienne onto his right foot, going for goal, and it's a great reaction save by Kenneth Vermeer. And the clearance ultimately comes from Haglund. Well, the Crew threatening early on. This is Darlington Nagbe once more. However, a late whistle came as the offside flag was raised. Where is Zardes? Zardes is injured, Kellen. Yeah, he got injured in last week's game for the Columbus Crew. So, yeah, he'll be out for a few weeks, I believe. So, definitely a big blow for Columbus. But they still do have talent up top, and that was exemplified moments ago. Derek Etienne with a powerful strike, but Vermeer able to react in time and keep it out. That's out on the far side for Columbus throw-in. Of course, it's the first season for Columbus in their brand new stadium at lower.com field. They actually moved into it in the middle of the season. MAPFRE Stadium, of course, was their old stomping grounds. A lot of memories made there. In fact, it was the first stadium in MLS that was soccer specific. That's another poor pass. Cincinnati just struggling in the early stages as Brenner's distribution off the mark. MAPFRE Stadium was, of course, an iconic site as well for the U.S. men's national team, where they beat Mexico on more than one occasion. And actually, this ground will be used for the United States World Cup qualifier against Costa Rica, and Cincinnati Stadium, their brand new stadium, TQL Stadium, will be used for the game against Mexico in World Cup qualifiers for the U.S. So very excited to see that. And this ball gets all the way through, and it could be a chance. Etienne to the back post, and it's off the post. A golden chance. Luis Diaz couldn't put it away. Now it's Zelarayan on his left, going for the chip. Oh, off the bar. It's an unbelievable sequence as Cincinnati clear and Columbus in disbelief after hitting the woodwork twice in the span of about 10 seconds. Here is Etienne into Zelarayan. Through ball, cut out. Wright Phillips was the runner. Now it's settled on the near side by Cincinnati's Barreal. Quick throw in by the Crew. Columbus all over Cincinnati in the early stages. And just an unbelievable sequence moments ago where Diaz hit the post. Zelarayan on a spectacular effort hit the crossbar. And he'll go for goal once more, but a comfortable stop by Vermeer. What's going on? I'll just call you NG or Anjay. I'll call you Anjay. Time to sleep. No, it's only 6:53 p.m. where I am. I don't know if you're in Europe or something. But how about Zelarayan? That would have been a filthy goal had it gone in. A cheeky effort, and he wasn't too far off. Ten minutes gone, and miraculously, still 0-0. Columbus with a number of chances. Now wide it comes. Pedro Santos in space. Santos delivering the cross all the way through to the back post. And it's cleaned up by Matarrita. However, he does concede the corner. Matarrita, the Costa Rican international. And so a set piece coming for the Columbus Crew. Their fans enjoying what they're seeing. And just by the way things have started off, it could be a long night for Cincinnati. It's an out-swinging corner kick. Multiple headers. Still not cleared by Cincinnati. And now eventually out of the box it comes. This is played into Etienne. Etienne towards the corner flag. He'll win a corner kick. A little stare down at the end to Alan Cruz. Welcome, Daniel, to the broadcast. Appreciate it. How is Luis Diaz playing? Well, he hit the post early. I mean, the game just started moments ago, so he hasn't been on the ball an awful lot yet. But on the one chance he did have moments ago, he struck the post. Really one I thought he was going to score. But yeah, only 11 minutes have been played, so we shall see how Luis Diaz plays as the game continues. And it's another dangerous service, but now settled by Yuya Kubo. Kubo back to Matarrita. Columbus once more in possession. If the Crew were to win, they'd be tied on points for that final playoff spot. It's real surprising, at least for me, that how much this Columbus team has struggled. They're the defending champs, of course, but this season has been a bumpy ride thus far. And Cincinnati, ever since coming into MLS, have struggled quite a bit. No different this season, but the only direction is forward for FC Cincinnati. Now it's Pedro Santos into the middle with BWP. Darlington Nagbe. Zelarayan under some pressure. Gets away from Florian Valot, and now a cross whipped in just beyond the head of Bradley Wright Phillips, and it will be a goal kick. The right idea from Harrison Afful. But yeah, Columbus so far in the first quarter hour or so have just completely dictated how this game has been played. Cincinnati working out of the back. It's with Vermeer. Direct ball forward, and this might get all the way through. In the area was Barreal, but getting there first was Jonathan Mensah. That's a poor giveaway by Columbus, and it could be a chance on the left foot. It's Shot into the side netting by Brenner. A golden opportunity for the Brazilian DP. And this was a real bad decision. Eloy Room trying to pass it up the middle. Nothing you ever want to do as a goalkeeper. And Cincinnati really should have capitalized. Brenner did have an option to his right. Decided to go for goal himself. An underwhelming result in the end. You want Ronaldo to join MLS? Well, I mean, I guess it's still possible, but Man United is his next destination. You want him to go to DC United? I would love for Ronaldo to go to the New England Revolution. They're my team, but I don't think there's any chance, even in your wildest dreams, that he would go to either New England or DC. If Ronaldo were to come to MLS, it would either be Miami or LA. I can guarantee you that much. Now it's Barreal. Barreal trying to go direct in behind. That ball may slow up, but not quite. Over the end line for a Columbus goal kick. It's been a rough tenure for Jaap Stam since taking over. 14 more defeats than victories. But Cincinnati being patient with him. We'll see if he'll keep his job through the end of the season, depending on how the last few months of this regular season plays out for Cincinnati. There's still enough of the season left that if Cincinnati were to get on a run, they could put themselves in playoff contention. But they are currently 10 points behind the playoff line. Barreal tracked down by Nagby, but Barreal stays with it. He's in the box on his left. Barreal denied as that shot was blocked nicely by Encia. Or no, rather it was Wormgore, excuse me. There's a fool stepping in to win it back for the Crew. A poor giveaway by Columbus. Brenner looking to cut it back, but not enough support as he was surrounded by white jerseys. I have no idea what that means, so I don't think I'm going to read that. 17th minute. As the clock hits 7 p.m. in Columbus, Ohio. We are into the final stretch of the regular season. Rivalry week, always a great week. The Columbus Crew, 6 wins, 9 losses, and 6 draws. Cincinnati, 3 wins, 8 losses, and 8 draws. Columbus currently 9th in the East, 3 points out of a playoff spot. Cincinnati, 13th in the East with 17 points as mentioned, or as I didn't mention, 17 points. And so the struggle has been real for Cincinnati all season long. With that being said, Columbus have looked very shaky at the back early on in this one. And welcome in, Van. Thanks for tuning in, man. And a corner kick conceded here by FC Cincinnati. Both teams, quite frankly, could have a goal by now. Hello, Aliki. Hope I'm pronouncing that correctly. Welcome into the stream. As the set piece is on the way. Out-swinging corner kick. Headed down by Workmore. Out it comes to Darlington Nagby. Diaz trying to find someone at the back post, but the execution not there. Goal kick. So the 19th minute, no goals yet. This is the first MLS game since the All-Star. Well, I was going to say All-Star break. It wasn't really an All-Star break, was it? I mean, we had MLS games up until Sunday, and then the All-Star Skills Challenge Tuesday, the game on Wednesday, and then the MLS season picking right back up here on Friday. But yeah, this is the first game since the All-Star game, which took place just 2 days ago. Lucas Del Rayon, who's in the Columbus lineup, played in that All-Star game. He got back from LA last night, so see if that affects him in any way. The pass there is turned over. Mensah to Room, and he will clear. Who do I think is going to win this game? I think Columbus. I think the Crew will win it. They're a better team. I don't know why they've been so underwhelming this season, but I think they'll get the job done. They know that they simply need to win against a Cincinnati team that's been poor consistently, and yeah, I think Columbus. They're well aware that they need to get on the run here. They're currently 3 points out of a playoff spot, and they're the defending champions. So we know that it's a team full of quality, but they need to get into some type of rhythm here in the last few weeks of the season if they want to even make the playoffs. And they really should beat the Cincinnati team, in my opinion. You think a draw? Yeah. It is a rivalry game after all, so rivalry games can always play out in interesting fashion. Oh, that's great combination play. But Brenner, in the end, turned it over, trying to link up with Luciano Acosta. Hello, Diverse Merce. Welcome in. How empty are the stands? Not empty at all, actually. It looks like it's at least a near sellout crowd. Yeah, it's pretty filled. I only see a few empty seats. Not many at all. So yeah, considering it was a 6:30 kickoff on a Friday night, an impressive showing from the Columbus faithful. Yeah, great crowd on hand, really. Yeah, sure. The exact score. I'll say Columbus 2-0. I'll say 2-0. Although I have a weird feeling that Cincinnati are going to score. But no, I'll stay with 2-0. This is Columbus's stadium, Kellen. Yeah, lower.com field. Their brand new stadium, which they moved into just a few months ago. I mean, are you saying it's surprising because of the kickoff time, or just surprising because you don't expect a lot of fans in Columbus? Because they've always had a great fan base. That's a big reason why the Crew stayed in Columbus, because of how big of how much support they have, I should say, that their fans essentially told the owners to not move them away when there were rumors about the Crew moving to Austin a couple years ago. So no, they've always had a great fan base, but yeah. Messi or Ronaldo. Yeah, I get asked that on every stream, as this is a through ball and it's misplayed a bit by Vermeer. Out it goes for a corner kick. Yeah, well, I am Portuguese. My dad's from Portugal, so I do like Ronaldo more. So that's why I lean Ronaldo, but I like both players a lot. So I know that's kind of like staying on the fence, but I really do enjoy watching both players. I'm just grateful that I'm alive while two of the best players to ever play are on the pitch in the same time period. And with both Messi and Ronaldo moving this summer, it's going to be interesting. With Messi at PSG, I think he's making his debut tomorrow, and then Ronaldo making the move back to Old Trafford to play with Man United. Yeah, it's going to be a lot of fun. Here is Yuya Kubo. Kubo taking a crack at goal. Flashes wide of the net, but a deflection did occur. Another corner kick for Cincinnati. Both teams have had a number of set pieces already. Well, corner kicks, I should say. I don't think there's been a single foul yet, which is a bit surprising considering this is a rivalry game. It's a driven ball delivered by Barreal, but Columbus do well. Right, Phillips ahead for Zelarayan. Zelarayan lost it, and now here is Kubo. Kubo to the end line, clips one towards the back post, settled by Wargmore, now cut back, and the slicing effort ended up at the back post, and an acrobatic attempt by Luciano Acosta didn't quite go on target, and a good defensive recovery from Alan Cruz. Yeah, that was a real good opportunity for Cincinnati, and Luciano Acosta going for the spectacular, a bicycle kick of sorts. Got it all wrong though. Really? Yeah. Hey Vaughn, how are you, man? Welcome into the stream. Yeah, I haven't looked at their attendance numbers, but over the years, I've been under the impression, just watching MLS games, that Columbus have had a great fan base. But yeah, I don't know. Here's Darlington Nagbe. Back to Wargmore. Shouts for a handball from Cincinnati. Just over 25 minutes in, we await the first goal at lower.com field. Zelarayan. Passed into traffic. Advantage played by the referee. Cincinnati could break. Wide it comes on the right side for Barreal. Barreal gets by Pedro Santos. Now cutting inside. Barreal crossing. A glancing header away. Pedro Santos in an unfamiliar position at left back. We'll see if Cincinnati work down that right side for that reason. Acosta going down. And there is, I believe, our first foul. Free kick it is. Oh, really? You're from Austin. Okay, so you may be a bit biased, yeah. Well, at least you guys have your own team. Yeah, Austin FC have a great fan base. Unfortunately, you guys have, have struggled so far this season on the pitch, but I think there's a bright future ahead. You guys are an expansion team, so it'll take a few years. Really, you wouldn't be at all surprised if the stadium is half empty in a couple of years. I don't know about that. Yeah, I'm glad they saved their team too, because clearly the supporters didn't want to see the Crew go away. As this cross is floated in, a free header, and blocked ultimately by Darlington Nagbe. It fell very nicely for Florian Valot. And a corner kick on the way. Here comes the set piece. I'll answer your question, NJ, in a moment. It's an in-swinger. Right, Phillips clears. 28th minute of play. This is chipped towards the 6-yard box, but Eloy Room read that one all the way. Predict who will win for Champions League this season. Man, with all of these transfers, I keep changing my mind. No, I'm not changing my mind. I'm still going to go with PSG. I think PSG will win Champions League. I think they have to now with Messi, Neymar, and we'll see about Mbappe. He could be on the move to Real over the next few days. But yeah, I'm going to say PSG. I'm going to say PSG. No, Vaughn. Shakhtar is not going to beat Real Madrid again this time around in Champions League. Oh, really? Columbus just hired a supporters group rep. Yeah, that's cool. Yep. Yeah. Well, their new stadium looks very nice. Um, a lot of the soccer specific stadiums in MLS are very nice. As Columbus have to recover defensively, driving forward is Alan Cruz. Cruz out wide for Hagelin. He chips one in. The header not out of the box. Now it's settled by Acosta. He lays it back, and the one-time strike well wide from Valo, a former New York Red Bull. And so, since we're just about a half hour in, we will have a hydration break at the 30-minute mark and 75-minute mark. Hydration breaks taking place due to the heat in Ohio tonight. And just going over the first 30 minutes of action, the craziest sequence by far occurred when Luis Diaz missed what appeared to be a tap-in, hitting the post, and then seconds after that, Zelarayan going for the chip and striking the crossbar. I'll tell you what, Vermeer had no chance of getting it. He was beat. The crossbar saved him, and Cincinnati have had their chances. Brenner hit the side netting on a golden chance, and then moments ago, Valo's header blocked by Nagby. So chances at both ends, but no goals scored just yet. When's halftime? In about 15 minutes, Kellen. Yeah, we're 30 minutes into the first half, so about 15 minutes to go until the interval, I should say. And you can tell it's a hot one. Players on both sides were sweating before the ball was kicked off, and they'll get hydrated now, and both managers will essentially use it as a timeout as they provide instructions to their respective players. Thanks everyone for tuning in. My favorite week of the MLS regular season always is rivalry week, which usually happens around this time, towards the end of summer. Some great rivalries on tap. Later tonight, Toronto takes on Montreal, which is fantastic rivalry, and then Orlando against Miami. The possession about even, 52-48% Cincinnati, the slight edge. The shots are even, 5 apiece. Just one shot on goal in this game, and it came from Columbus in the opening few minutes when Kenneth Vermeer made a save off of a powerful strike from Derek Etienne. Which team has been better in the first half? To be honest, based on looking at those stats, they don't really lie. It's been pretty even. Columbus have been probably slightly better, although at the back they've been quite shaky, kind of gifting Cincinnati some chances. But for the most part, the Crew have spent a bit more time in the attacking third, even though they don't have, just barely. They have less possession than Cincinnati, but they have spent more time in the attacking third, it's felt like. And so I'd say Columbus slightly, but they have to tighten up at the back because they've been gifting Cincinnati chances. Cincinnati could easily have a goal by now based on some defensive mistakes. The Columbus Crew faithful, enjoying themselves. They have a similar setup at their stadium to what you see in Dortmund with the yellow wall, where it's a standing only section. Here comes Cincinnati. Valo lays it ahead. Now the cross clipped in. And Mensah gets there first, cleared away, and now settled by Kubo of Cincinnati. Once more across, this time from Matarrita. Headed in behind by Aful, and a corner kick coming. Columbus coming off of their second ever MLS Cup. Their first one came in 2008, and then a special one last year in 2020. I'll never forget the MLS Cup final last year, which I was on the call for. Columbus comfortably winning, really, 3-0 at their home ground, which at that time was Mop-Free Stadium. And the cross snatched out of the air by Eloy Room. Sadly, Columbus did beat my team, the New England Revolution, in the Eastern Conference Final in last year's playoffs. But hey, the Revolution are looking pretty good this season, so I don't want to jinx anything, but my Revolution are looking nice. Reminder that later tonight, it's the Florida Derby, Orlando City against Inter Miami, 8:30 Eastern Time. Orlando very much in the race for the playoffs. In fact, they're currently in a comfortable position regarding that playoff picture. Inter Miami, meanwhile, they're needing some wins. Obviously, it was a horrid start to the season. They have been better as of late, with Pizarro finally putting on his shooting boots. Do I watch the CFL? Not really, in all honesty, Vaughn. I know ESPN televises some games, so sometimes I check it out for fun. Like late at night or something. Sometimes I'll check in on a CFL game. It is interesting, the differences in rules and how the field goal is at the goal line and the end zone is 20 yards. But yeah, I don't watch too much CFL, in all honesty. About 10 minutes left in the half now. How's Nordek? That's the name for the Columbus, the diehard Columbus supporters, right? Yeah, they're making plenty of noise behind the Cincinnati goal. Thank you. I'll just call you SJ. I'm gonna butcher that pronunciation. Thanks, SJ, for tuning in. My prediction of the match: I said 2-0 Columbus earlier. I'm sticking with it. Will there be a goal before halftime is reached? That pass turned over by Santos. Wide it comes now for Nick Hagglund. Hagglund over to Jeff Cameron. Now Acosta. Forward for Barreal. Barreal has an overlapping run. Cruz delivering the cross, and it's cut out by Jonathan Mensah. Mensah, the captain of this team, has been with the crew for quite a while now. The leader of this side. There will be yet another corner kick on the way for FC Cincinnati. Barreal with the latest corner kick. Columbus headed away, and that's a great touch by Etienne. Breaking loose and posing a threat is Luis Diaz. Diaz driving forward, and it's well played by the left back, Ronald Matarrita. He contained Diaz very well. We know the pace that Diaz possesses. And a crucial touch in there from Matarrita to knock it away from Diaz as Columbus started the counterattack in the blink of an eye. I don't really know what that means, Vaughn. I don't care really. Here is Warm Gore. And now Jonathan Mensah, 39th minute. Plenty to talk about in this opening period, but no goals. Now Zelarayan. Zelarayan still going. Bump from behind. A free kick on the way. And this is certainly within Zelarayan's range. He loves these kind of set pieces, the MLS All-Star. Yeah, no problem, Santiago. I enjoy doing it. I'm glad you're enjoying it as well, Santiago. And thanks so much for tuning in, man. So a dangerous free kick for the Crew. And I would not be surprised if it's Zelarayan who steps up. With about 5 minutes remaining in the half, the Columbus fans making plenty of noise. From about 28 yards out, the free kick is over the bar. The pace was there, but the dip never arrived, and it's an underwhelming end result for Zelarayan. A frustrated look on the face of Zelarayan afterwards. No, I do not. I do not, Vaughn. Here's Nagbe. Nagbe to Pedro Santos. Getting a touch was, I believe, Hagelin. Yes, it was. And now Cincinnati could start a counterattack. They have a disadvantage in numbers, and the attempted through ball from Acosta was intercepted. It's a nice one-touch pass from Zelarayan. Will there be a goal before the break? It's now Zelarayan. Diaz cross blocked. Corner kick conceded by Cincinnati. There's a look. Giassi Zardes watching on inside the stadium as a spectator. He was injured last week, which has also prevented him from being a part of the World Cup qualifying team for the U.S. in their first window of games. Thank you, Webby. Thank you so much, man. I'm glad you say I'm doing God's work. Appreciate it. I think that's a little too far, but I'll take it. I'll take it, man. I'm happy to do it. Really, Vaughn? That's crazy. I don't know if I believe you on that, man. That's wild. And that doesn't even make sense. Here's Liam Fraser. Fraser, who was part of Canada, the Canadian team, I should say, at the Gold Cup. Canadian team who very much made a statement at that Gold Cup, even though they were bounced in the semifinals against Mexico, a game in which they very well could have won. Canada will be a team to look out for in World Cup qualifying, and the U.S. will face them in 9 days' time. I'll hopefully be on the call for all 3 U.S. World Cup qualifying games starting on Thursday against El Salvador. The attempted cross deflected. The Crew have it once more, 2 minutes away from first half stoppage time. It's Zelarayan. Zelarayan dancing through 2 defenders. Ultimately, the pass is picked off. Drawing to Nagbe, wins it back. Nagbe from distance cuts it onto his left foot. Nagbe still going forward, and Hagelin brought him down. A free kick again for Columbus in a similar position to the last one. And we'll see if Zelarayan can improve upon his last free kick Nagbe, so explosive with the ball at his feet. And this certainly sets up another good opportunity. The Crew fans wanting a goal. Will they get one here? Zelarayan from a favorable position, ready to work his magic with his right foot. 4 on the Cincinnati wall. It's Zelarayan. Oh, what a goal it is! Upper 90 goes Lucas Zelarayan. He's a free kick specialist for a reason. And that is a brilliant goal. 1-0, the Crew in front. In the final minute of the half, the Columbus fans can celebrate at last. It's beautiful from the All-Star. And it's 1-0. Columbus grab the lead at Lower.com Field. No shot for Vermeer of getting this one. Talk about perfect placement. The dip wasn't there on his last free kick opportunity. It certainly was there this time. Perfect placement into the upper V. Wow, that is a superb strike. You won't see many free kicks better than that one. A player who can change the game, and he reminded us how, just like that. So Cincinnati in front. A win would bring them tied for 7th place in the Eastern Conference, which is that last playoff spot. A loss for Cincinnati would only put them deeper into their misery. We are already a minute into stoppage time. No word on how much will ultimately be added. Probably not much more here. Cincinnati looking for a chance, but a weak shot. Delivered by Acosta. A very stern look on the face of Jaap Stam, and that's the look he's had really all season for FC Cincinnati. By the way, we will have 2 added minutes, so 30 seconds now before the break. All right, all the best, SJ. You have a good one, man. This is taken to the end line by Barreal. Out it goes for a corner kick. I'm a better commentator than all of Sky Sports. Well, I appreciate that, Webby. I appreciate that, man. That means a lot. Glad you're enjoying it. Here's the in-swinger. Headed into the air and in behind. Cincinnati will try again on what's likely the last play of the half. Barreal set to take it. In it comes, the header away, but not all the way out. Here's a shot from distance. Oh, word. It's another brilliant goal. Cincinnati in the blink of an eye pull level. Ronald Matarrita, through a sea of bodies, finds the back post. And the Cincinnati fans who made the 2-hour trip north to Columbus are the ones making noise now. On the last play of the half, Ronald Matarrita settles and delivers. Such a clean hit. Slicing this one across the face of goal. And how about that to pull Cincinnati level in this game? What a fantastic goal from the Costa Rican. Well, it's a great rivalry. Just the 9th meeting between the two teams, with FC Cincinnati being a relatively new club. And boy, have we had A great opening 45 minutes, 2 fantastic goals in a 3-minute span. And that will be the last action of the first 45 minutes of play. 1-1 at the half. And what a second half we should be in store for. Coming up on the halftime report, I'll go over the first half highlights and look ahead to the rivalry weekend we have in store. A lot of great matchups to look forward to. That's on the way shortly, but first, the words of Caleb Porter.
One as well. Yeah, tough to give that goal away at the end. Thought we started the game really bright. First 15, should have had maybe 2 or 3 goals. Thought we made a mistake then after that, which rattled us for about 15 minutes. And then the last 15, I thought we started to take the game over. The key is in the build-up, we need to create advantages. Darlington and Liam need to pull in between the center backs to create the 3 lines so we can build a bit more, get our spacing right. And then once we create the advantages, we need to attack wide. We saw every time we got in the channels from Luis Diaz, we found chances. And then defensively, they're pulling 4 guys low and 2 holding mids, those 6 guys low. So we need to get better pressure on the ball from the holding mids.
Okay, off you go and see your players. Thanks, Caleb.
All right, there are the halftime thoughts of Columbus head coach Caleb Porter. Not too pleased about conceding that goal late on in the first half. Zelarayan opened the scoring account with a gorgeous free kick. Matarrita said, "You can do that, but I can do this." Matarrita with an unreal goal to pull Cincinnati level. 1-1 at the break. The halftime report is on the other side. And welcome back, and welcome into the halftime report. 1-1 between the Columbus Crew and the NFC Cincinnati from Columbus, Ohio. It was the first half that provided plenty of entertainment for the neutral like myself. Certainly hope you guys enjoyed the opening 45 minutes of play. And after 45 minutes, we are tied, and I'm just about 100% sure that we'll have more fireworks in the second half. A beautiful night in Columbus, Ohio. The temperature is very high, both literally and figuratively, as there's plenty of bad blood between these two rivals, and it's a hot night as well, where a hydration break was required 30 minutes in. And let's go over those first half highlights. There were plenty of them early on. Columbus hit the woodwork twice, but let's get to the good stuff. The goals. Lucas Del Orion from a free kick, dipping one. Well, sending one over the wall and dipping it into the top corner. One of the best free kicks you'll see all season long. That was in the 45th minute. And then moments after that in stoppage time, Matarrita with just such a clean hit. He couldn't have hit that ball any better. Just an unreal finish, slicing it across the face of goal and into the far corner. Two great goals, one in the run of play, the other from a free kick. And I think Cincinnati will be confident that they got that equalizer late in the half, because Columbus, in my opinion, were the better side. But hey, Cincinnati with that goal, they're right back into it. Do I do this for all Cincinnati games? No, unfortunately I don't, Webby. I've got a lot of things going on outside of school. I also call a lot of different games, a lot of different sports on my channel. I'm actually from Boston, so I'm a big Boston sports fan. So I mainly call New England Revolution games, in all honesty, in MLS, but I do a couple of others. And since this is one of the last days of summer for me, I was around tonight and decided to call this matchup. But no, I don't do it for all Cincinnati games. I'm not an FC Cincinnati fan. I'm not a Columbus fan either. I'm just a big fan of MLS. I am a diehard Revolution fan, but I do enjoy watching other games around the league. But unfortunately, no, I don't do it for all Cincinnati games. But I do it for a few. Yes, but I'll be right back after a quick break. The halftime report continues after a quick break, so don't go anywhere. And welcome back into the halftime report, everybody. The goal of the week goes to Quinn Sullivan of the Philadelphia Union. The homegrown player's second goal, I should say. And what a goal it was last weekend. We've had some great goals tonight, I'll tell you. Maybe one of the goals in this game could turn out to be this week's goal of the week. A reminder that coming up at 8:30 Eastern Time, Orlando City host Inter Miami in a Florida derby. Should be another good rivalry matchup on tap, but first things first, we finish Columbus and Cincinnati, the second half on the way. Meanwhile, live right now, Montreal, Toronto. Tomorrow, Atlanta, Nashville takes place at 3:30 Eastern. And then El Trafico is at 7 between LAFC and the LA Galaxy. DC United take on Philadelphia as well. Sunday, we see Austin take on Houston and Portland against Seattle. Some great rivalries to look ahead to, and I only named about half of them on the schedule. But yeah, a whole slate of rivalry matchups over the course of the next couple of days. And this is just the start to rivalry week in MLS. And what a start it has gotten off to here between Columbus and Cincinnati. 1 goal apiece. Hope all of you are enjoying as much as I am. We're getting into the final few weeks now. Well, final couple months, I should say, of the regular season. And both of these teams in desperate need of a victory, especially Cincinnati, and for Columbus too. They're 3 points out of a playoff spot right now for the defending champs. They'll need to be in the playoffs, or else a lot of criticism will be put onto them and Caleb Porter. Coming up next, it's back out to lower.com field. The second half of the Columbus Crew and FC Cincinnati. Who will win the 9th edition of the Hell is Real Derby? Stick around and you'll find out. I'll be back for more on MLS Rivalry Week. And welcome back. It's MLS Rivalry Week, and we've got a good one here between Columbus and Cincinnati. Both teams back on the pitch for the start of the second half. 1 goal apiece. We'll see what plays out in the final 45 minutes at Lower.com Field, the brand new home of the Columbus Crew. Wonderful new stadium that they have. And off we go. Columbus kick things off, and we are underway in the second half. The Crew looking to go direct right away. They will win a throw-in, excuse me. Looks like no substitutions to report at halftime. Same starting 11 from both sides, still out there at the start of the second half of play. Yeah, indeed, Kellen. Indeed, they did score. Yep, Zelarayan scored an unbelievable free kick, and then just as impressive of a goal moments later from Matarrita of Cincinnati to tie it up. Here's Zelarayan. Forward to Etienne in the space. Etienne looking to link up with Aful. Or rather, no, that was Nagby. One back by Wright Phillips. Columbus trying to start the second half in a similar fashion to how they started the first half, where they were dominating the opening 15 minutes. Changed a little bit after that, but we'll see if Columbus can start the second half off strong. Similarly, what can Cincinnati do in the opening stages of the second period of action? Here is Brenner. Brenner. All the way to the far side with Haglund. Haglund has time and space. Electing for the switch. Settled by Valo. Valo on his right. Valo going for goal. And it's just over the bar. An ambitious attempt, but not a bad one in the end from Nick Haglund. He certainly saw his opening and tried to take advantage. For Cincinnati, a team that struggled so much this season, they really have nothing to lose. They might as well go all out and go all after the 3 points and do whatever it takes, even if that means maybe being exposed at the back now and again. It'll be Harrison Afful taking the Columbus throw-in. Now it comes to Jonathan Mensah. Thank you, everyone, for your company on this Friday night for MLS action. Deflected pass, out for a throw-in. Direct ball forward. Won by Haglund. Here's Kubo. Kubo for Jeff Cameron. Down the line, a little slip up from Mensah, but he stays with it. And now room with the looping clearance. In the middle, it's Zelarayan. Zelarayan all the way out wide on the far side. Comes to Darlington Nagby. Zelarayan again, driving forward, going for the shot, diving save. Vermeer kept it out, the rebound in front. Jeff Cameron the first to it, and now the clearance comes from Haglund. And now it could open up a chance for Cincinnati. Luciano Acosta all by himself. Now the Columbus defenders catching up. Acosta's still going. The shot is muffled by Harrison Afful. And it's a wasted chance for Luciano Acosta. Looked like he was in all by himself for a second. I'm doing well, PDX. I hope you are also, as that's a turnover from Columbus. The shot blocked by the Crew as it fell to Brenner. And this game is wide open here in the opening 5 minutes of the second half. Now for Columbus, it's Luis Diaz. Diaz going down. No foul on the play. The referee says carry on. Yeah, I'm doing well, PDX. I'm enjoying the last few days of summer before I start up school next week. '51st minute. That's a heavy first touch, but it didn't cost Matarrita in the end. He's the goal scorer for Cincinnati. And what a goal it was. Diaz, meanwhile, with the goal for Columbus. It's good to hear, PDX. Good to hear, man. Here's Affel. Poor pass intended for Luis Diaz from Lucas Zelarayan. Of course, the big news in the soccer world today was Cristiano Ronaldo returning to Old Trafford to play with Manchester United. Just crazy, crazy stuff. But almost as big of news is that it's MLS Rivalry Week, right? Well, at least I'll think that to myself, as I always enjoy Rivalry Week in the MLS season. Barreal back to Vermeer. Vallecilla. Direct ball forward, cut out by Columbus. And now Zelarayan. He links up with Nagby. And now here's Bradley Wright Phillips. Wright Phillips on the turn. Loses his balance. Going down. No whistle on the play. Zelarayan, meanwhile, chasing this ball down. He will save it. And a corner kick on the way for the Crew. Well, let's take a look back at the incident inside the box. Bradley Wright Phillips going down. Yeah, it didn't seem like enough contact from Haglund to warrant a penalty kick to Columbus. Wright Phillips was already off balance when the slight contact did arrive, and he was throwing himself onto the ground already. Yeah, absolutely, Webby. Yep, I love the Premier League. It's the league I watch the most in Europe, as the glancing header sent wide by Wormgore. Down after the play is Alan Cruz. Yeah, I love the Premier League. I am a Chelsea supporter. Thanks, Pasión de Poeta, for tuning in. My prediction? Well, I said before the match started 2-0 Columbus. That prediction won't come true since it's 1-1 at the moment. I did say I had a strange feeling Cincinnati were going to score, and that happened. But hey, I'll own up to it. I said 2-0 Columbus. That's not going to happen. But I'll still stick with the Crew. I'll still stick with the Crew to win. I'll stay with that side of the prediction, even though the score prediction won't be correct. Here now is Mensah. You agree? All right, there you go. And foul on the play. Kubo was hacked from behind. 55th minute. 10 minutes gone in the second half of the Hell is Real derby between the Columbus Crew and FC Cincinnati. Yeah, there didn't seem much in it from Wright Phillips, but the intention was there to trip Kubo, even though he didn't go down. Matarrita to the Colombian Vallecilla. Matarrita, a wonderful switch. Now on the right side. On the ball is Barreal. Pass through the middle. Given away by Kubo. Zelrayan tracked down, however, by Kubo himself. Stays with Columbus. Passed ahead by Nagbe. On the left wing, Pedro Santos looks to deliver the cross. That's beyond everyone. And now on the near side for a Cincinnati throw-in. Still early on in the second half of play. 1 goal apiece. It's a risky pass to the middle of the field. But it pays off in the end. Luciano Acosta sprays it wide. Here's Barreal. Laid ahead for Alan Cruz. Cruz defended by Nagbe, and Nagbe wins it for Columbus. Wright Phillips turning into space. Forward for Etienne. Rather Diaz. Luis Diaz looking to get by Matarrita, but he wasn't falling for it. And now Matarrita, the direct ball forward. It was just ahead of Barreal. The right idea. Jonathan Mensah. Mensah turned it over. And here's Kubo down the left wing. Kubo holds up play. Now lays it off to Acosta. Acosta, gorgeous pass. Laid back. Little miscommunication. Valo didn't step up in time. And that will be a whistle against Barreal. It was promising from FC Cincinnati. But ultimately, Columbus earned a free kick. Do I play football? Yes. I don't play as much as I used to. I do live in the United States, so I played high school freshman year, and I played club soccer. Unfortunately, I had some foot injuries and issues that forced me to stop playing at the club level and for my high school team. I still play for fun, and I actually referee now as well. But yeah, unfortunately, I had surgery on my left foot a couple years back, and that was a big setback. And then I kept having issues with my feet, which unfortunately affected my playing career. But yeah, that's why I really started to get into sports broadcasting and doing this because I really enjoy. I wanted to stay involved with sports, even though I can't play as much. I wanted to find a way to still be involved with sports because I love sports so much. So yeah, I got into sports broadcasting, and people say I'm a natural at it. So, and I have the voice for it. So yeah, and then I really enjoy it. Play-by-play commentary. That's my primary passion. But yeah, I do want to pursue a sports broadcasting career, while no doubt still playing, while still playing soccer and other sports I used to play like basketball, baseball. Cincinnati give it away. We've reached the hour mark just about. This sent wide to Diaz, the Costa Rican. Diaz on his left. Played into the middle with Nagbe. Nagbe lays it off. Etienne from distance. His effort blocked. Valo the clearance. Bouncing ball into midfield. 50-50 header. Won by Wormgore. Now Aful into the middle. Etienne turns. Etienne lays it wide. Zelarayan, heavy first touch. He'll be closed off by Hagland. The Crew once more in possession, and there will be a foul. Well, thanks so much, Webby. Thanks so much. I appreciate it a lot. The foul there committed by Alvaro Barreal, the Argentine. And now the Crew will make their first substitution. It will be Luis Diaz coming off. Zelarayan, it looks like he picked up a knock moments ago. See if that's anything serious. And so, Luis Diaz makes way for Francis. And here's the ensuing free kick for the Crew. Good service. Low header saved. Vermeer kept it out. He's made a couple of nice stops tonight. And Columbus were on the verge of retaking the lead. Here's Zelarayan. Looking wide. That's one back by Cincinnati. The referee plays advantage. Back to his feet. But losing it ultimately was Acosta. In the middle, it's Mensah. To the right wing with Aful. Etienne. Throw in coming for the Crew. Just under half an hour to play at lower.com field. Wright Phillips to the byline. Now Etienne. Tight space. The ball out. Goal kick for FC Cincinnati. Going back to that last chance, it was the right intention really from Jonathan Mensah. You want to head it low and towards the corner to make the goalkeeper react quickly, and Vermeer was up to the test. Perhaps the accuracy could have been a bit better, but nonetheless, Vermeer kept it out and kept it a 1-1 game. Cincinnati with a sustained period of possession. It's now with Matarrita. Kubo. Direct ball. Forward, intercepted by Mensah. On the sideline, Aful linking up with Etienne. Here's a decent delivery from Francis. Out it comes Zelarayan, second chance. And a near rebound conceded by Vermeer. But he snatches it out of the air, and Columbus certainly looking like the more likely of the two teams to score another one. At the moment anyway. Wow, that first touch from Zelarayan is world class, and unfortunately for him, the final product not there. Vermeer, not many options. Has to kick it out of play. And now Cincinnati will make their first substitution. Off comes Florian Valo. And replacing him will be Atanga, the 21-year-old from Ghana. This comes back to Jonathan Mensah. Down the sideline, Pedro Santos in pursuit. In the end, he was the one who tripped up Hagelin. I believe the flag was up nonetheless. Once again, appreciate all of you who have tuned in tonight for this rivalry game between two Ohio teams. It's a heavy touch from Kubo out for a Columbus throw. About 3/4 through the match. Both goals in this match came at the tail end of the first half. First from Zelarayan and then from Matsurita. Etienne settles. Etienne crossing. It was delivered behind Wright Phillips. Oh, we're in the 67th minute. Yep, 67th minute of play. So yeah, about 3/4 through the match. Barreal managed to keep it in play. But now the Crew have it. It's Darlington Nagbe. Nagbe into Afu. Etienne whips one in. Wright Phillips was lurking. Now it's out for a Cincinnati throw. The fans inside this brand new Columbus Crew Stadium anxiously watching on. Both teams know how important it is to get 3 points. That was a takeaway by Columbus. Zelarayan finding Aful. It's really nice work by Matarita. However, the pass couldn't find Brenner, who went down looking for the foul, didn't get the call. And now a delivery by Etienne. It comes back out to him. The Haitian. Great move. Finding Zelarayan. Cross to the back post. Now it falls to Santos, edge of the area. Santos back to Francis. Nagbe in the middle. Brenner's still down. The referee elects to allow play to continue. And now a shot. Mensah with a powerful strike. Sending it just wide of the frame. The Cincinnati players not happy with Columbus not playing the ball out of bounds, but the Crew have every right to carry on if the referee doesn't stop play himself. Into the final 20 minutes we go. And we should have a second half water break in about 5 minutes time due to the heat and humidity on the night. Cincinnati making their second substitution. And it looks like Brenner won't be able to continue. It might be a hamstring injury, perhaps, that he sustained. And he's been replaced by Vasquez. This could be promising for Cincinnati. Cut back to Vasquez. Good chance, and it's sent just wide. It fell so nicely. Cincinnati really should have a second goal by now. It was sent back to Alan Cruz, and he can't believe it. Hands over his face right away. Trying to aim for that bottom right corner. Just missed the target. Yapstam trying to maintain the confidence in his team, but after a miss like that, could be tough to do. Cincinnati just really encapsulates their season. A lack of scoring ability. And those are the type of chances that they simply have to take advantage of. This is now Yuya Kubo. Kubo going wide. And a poor pass in behind for a goal kick. Now Columbus will make their second change. Bradley Wright Phillips will exit. Wright Phillips, the once a long time New York Red Bull. He had a spell at LAFC, now with the Columbus Crew. And he gets a big round of applause. His replacement is Berry. So both teams have made two changes thus far, 3 substitutions more available for each side as we close in on minute 73. That pass taken away by Mensah. Here comes Santos. Santos, gorgeous ball, settled by Afful. Afful, oh, it's saved, rather Etienne. It was actually Etienne who took it down nicely. A beautiful switch by Pedro Santos. I mean, talk about putting it on a plate. What's up, Kellen? Glad you're still around. Appreciate it, man. Here's the outswinger. Mensah's header blocked. Columbus still have it in the box. Wide it comes. Santos clips one in. Leaping header. Lorkmore couldn't get there. But Columbus not done yet. Here's a low drive. Vermeer the stop. You can see the rebound. But Cincinnati immediately clear. It was Liam Fraser, I believe, with a chance. And now here comes Cincinnati on the breakaway at the other end. On the fast break, I should say. And here is a chance on his left. And what a goal it is. FC Cincinnati punish Columbus in transition. A left-footed strike. It's a beauty. From the Ghana international, the 21-year-old Atanga, who just came into the match about 10 minutes ago. And the crowd is absolutely stunned at lower.com field. Well, FC Cincinnati from one end to the other. A great save by Vermeer, and then Cincinnati quickly moving the ball up the pitch. Columbus just not enough time to recover. And then Atanga, 1v1 with his defender, Francis. And he got to the inside on his favorable left foot. And boy, is that a perfect strike, tucking it in to the bottom left corner. Eloy Room couldn't make a play on it. And the substitute has come in clutch for FC Cincinnati. 2-1 the score. And now Columbus playing from behind for the first time tonight. And that leads us right into our hydration break. Thank you, Catherine, for tuning in. Yes, we just had a goal. Cincinnati just took the lead, Catherine. And so with 15 minutes left, all to play for, it should be an intriguing final quarter hour. Jaap Stam has to be pleased with the response from his team. Caleb Porter, meanwhile, has to be concerned. Well, it has to be said, Kenneth Vermeer has had a nice night between the sticks, and he was the catalyst for this opportunity. He quickly rolled it out, and that ultimately led to the FC Cincinnati counter. Well, actually, his save led to the FC Cincinnati counter. Thank you, Themba, for tuning in. Hope I'm pronouncing that properly. What is my take on Cristiano Ronaldo joining Man United again? Yeah, I just didn't see it coming, in all honesty. I did not see it coming, but I'm excited. I'm excited to see how he does at Man U. Yeah, I always get excited when star players move because I'm always intrigued to see how they'll do at a new club. And, obviously things didn't go maybe as Ronaldo wanted it to at Juventus. I mean, don't get me wrong. He played very good at Juventus, but he was brought there to win a Champions League title. It didn't happen. And now with Man United, I'll be interested to see if they become, a threat in the Champions League, and then could they win the Premier League? I don't know. It's just it's shaken up the whole picture in the Premier League. That's for certain. But yeah, I can't wait for Cristiano Ronaldo to get started at Man U. Looks like a few more changes were made during that hydration break. I'll get you caught up on that momentarily. Meanwhile, the Crew playing from behind for the first time tonight. Here's a free kick. And Cincinnati will take it the other way. Yes, I do have the globe behind me. There we go, right there. Yep. I do have that for some background. What's going on, Ryan? Yeah, you were talking yesterday about Ronaldo at Man City, and now look what's happened. Yeah, I guess you can never speak too soon. Yeah, I know. I couldn't believe when I woke up and saw the developing story that all of a sudden Man United became the front runners, and what do you know? Ronaldo is back at Old Trafford. And I was honestly too young to remember Ronaldo at Man U. I think what year did he leave Man U? Was it 09 or before that? I can't even remember. Let me check. Yeah, 09. So I was 5 years old when he went to Real Madrid. Yeah, thank you, Carlos. Thank you, Carlos. Thanks for tuning in as well, man. Yeah, crazy stuff, Carlos. Crazy stuff, man. Thanks, Scavenger RL, for tuning in. Who's in Dayton, Ohio for a tournament? I have no idea. I have no idea who's in Dayton, Ohio for a tournament. Why would you say it's truly the worst possible thing to transpire? I mean, I understand you're a Liverpool supporter, but I think it's exciting for the Premier League. I think it's exciting. I mean, I don't like Man United. I don't, but I'm still looking forward to seeing, how Ronaldo does in his return to Man U. It should be very interesting, to say the least. All right, apparently no more changes were made at the hydration break. So yeah, Both teams still with 3 substitutions remaining. Yeah, indeed, Manchester is red. Here may be a chance for Cincinnati. Still going, but eventually running out of room was Luciano Acosta. It's snatched away by Eloy Room, the goalkeeper for Columbus. I still feel like there's more drama in the final 10 minutes of this one. We're closing in on minute 81 in the Hell is Real derby. 2 Ohio rivals going at it. This is now into the middle with Santos. Santos, left-footed strike, save, made the rebound, put away. Columbus have pulled level. It's the substitute, Berry. It's 2-2 at Lower.com Field. And the crowd absolutely erupts in jubilation. Well, I said seconds ago that I felt like there was more drama to come. And that indeed turns out to be the case. Santos from a long way out shooting, in Vermeer, well, he really should have caught this one. As good as he's been on the night, a poor rebound to concede. And there to clean it up was Berry. You can't afford to give up a rebound in that type of position if you're Vermeer. And Columbus certainly took advantage. It's 2-2 in Columbus, Ohio. What a game this has been. Not a bad way to return from the All-Star break. Here's Atonga finding an angle, and the ball loops in. Oh my goodness. Would you believe it? The Crew are in front. 2 goals in 1 minute. And this place is absolutely rocking. Extraordinary scenes. 3-2 the score. Wow. Cincinnati were claiming for offside. Or, sorry, a handball. Ooh, I'm not sure. But it eventually did go in. Wow, this game is absolutely nuts. And it is Berry again. The substitute has scored his 2nd goal since coming off the bench in about the span of a minute. A wild deflection. Berry knew plenty about his first goal. He didn't know much about this one. And yeah, this game is insane, Carlos. Absolutely, man. Wow, under the lights. And this game has delivered and more. VAR taking a look at it, but it looks like the goal's going to stand for the Columbus Crew. MLS drama indeed. Although no confirmation quite yet, and now it is a confirmed goal for Berry. His 2nd since coming off the bench for the Columbus Crew. Wow. Did I watch the Dortmund game? Yes, Carlos, I did actually. That was insane. The end of that game was bonkers. Hoffenheim tying it up, and then Erling Haaland being Erling Haaland. that was a crazy ending. Dortmund always make it a nerve-wracking game. Always. Year after year, Dortmund, all of their games, it feels like, are so stressful. I can't imagine what it's like being a Dortmund fan. And yeah, Gio Reyna did score as well. Great to see the American getting on the board. Yeah, I did catch that game, Carlos. I'm glad I did. It was epic. 85th minute here. Yeah, it's seeming like the same old story for FC Cincinnati. And here come Columbus once more. No team has had a 2-goal lead yet tonight. Zelarayan closed down, and now it's stripped away by Gustavo Vallecilla. Still time left for Cincinnati to tie it back up. Wouldn't be really surprised if it happened the way this game is going. The pass from Alan Cruz, but Vasquez couldn't get there. However, looks like there was a touch from Columbus. Or was there? I don't think so. It's actually a goal kick. Well, I'm certainly glad I picked this game to call. Certainly glad I picked this one. Of course, some great rivalry games still to come this weekend. Unfortunately, I'll be pretty busy on the weekend, so I don't know exactly what my availability will look like. As Nick Hagelin slid in for Cincinnati. Throw in for Columbus. 4 minutes and stoppage time to go. 3-2 Columbus in what's been a very, very fun game. It's been a bit sloppy at times as well, but that's only added to the drama of this matchup in the MLS Real Derby. FC Cincinnati just shooting themselves in the foot after leading 2-1. Do I have in-class school or remote? I have in person. Yep. I'm in person, Carlos. Yeah, full time in person. Yep. So that's how we ended last year too. We were full in person for like the last 2.5 months or something like that. So yeah, that'll be good. I like being in person a lot more than remote. I hate remote. I got sick of it after a few weeks. Yeah, when we were all remote, I just got tired of it. I like interacting with people in person. You know, I like actually physically going to school. Like I feel like I accomplished something rather than just being in my room and being on my computer all day for school. That was annoying for me. So I'm someone who has to move around and do things. But yeah. I don't, Carlos. I don't have that fire first day outfit picked out yet. Yeah, I probably should soon. I start on Tuesday. But I don't know. Most of my attire is just sports shirts and sports uniforms, in all honesty. But I don't know. I don't know what I'll wear. I'll try to wear something good. A reminder that later on tonight, in fact, right around now, 8:30 p.m. Eastern Time, it's the Florida Derby. Orlando City welcome Inter Miami. Exactly, Carlos. Well, I won't even have to do that because most Champions League games are at 3 p.m. My time, 3 p.m. Eastern Time, and I get out of school at 2:10. So usually I get home just in time for Champions League games. But yeah, there are some games in the group stage that start at 12:55. So yeah, as you say, I might need to sneakily watch the game under my desk where the teachers can't see. Yeah. That's the one thing about Champions League. Since we live in the US, it's this is a nice give and go. The shot to the near post saved. The opportunity came about for Alan Cruz. But yeah, I would prefer Champions League games to be at night like they are in Europe, but with the time difference, they're always in the afternoon during the week. It is what it is, but so Warm Gore came out, by the way, for the Columbus Crew, as did Fraser. So a couple of changes were made moments ago. And the replacements were Keita as well as Matan. Final minutes of play. Can the Crew hold on for the victory? Back it comes now for Kenneth Vermeer. And how much time will be put up on the fourth official's board? Well, there's the answer. 5 additional minutes. And so still some time left for Cincinnati to salvage an equalizer. Excuse me. Thanks, man. I appreciate it a lot, Webby. You have a great evening as well, man. I appreciate it. A wonderful rest of your night. And Vermeer will take the free kick. Thanks, Carlos. Thanks, Carlos. Always appreciate your company as well as everyone else. It's been a fun summer of soccer. It really has been. Oh, Medunjanin has come on as well. Medunjanin out wide. Curling cross by Matarrita. Comes out to Kubo. Medunjanin, cross delivered. Flicked on header. Sails over the bar. Cincinnati posing a threat. Columbus holding on to the lead just barely. Who do I have winning the Florida Derby? I'm going to say Orlando. I mean, Inter Miami have been better the last few weeks, but I still got to go with Orlando. I think they're the better team. I think they'll get it done. Two goals in less than 2 minutes from the substitute Berry has Columbus in front in what's been an epic second half. 3 minutes to go now in stoppage time. As it's brought forward by Ronald Matarrita. Free kick awarded to FC Cincinnati. And now in a battle down the sideline. It's Matarrita. He will earn a corner kick. It's like Pedro Santos lost his cleat. And so here we go. It may be one of the last chances of the match for FC Cincinnati tonight. Here's the outswinger. Out it comes. And all the way around midfield is Vermeer. Vermeer lofts one ahead into the penalty area. Leaping header. And now a bouncing ball at the edge of the box. Passed out of play by Berry. Quick restart by Columbus. 90 seconds left. Quick restart by Cincinnati, I should say. They'll have another throw in here. Kubo takes it. Vallecilla to Vermeer. Once more, he floats one into the penalty area. Settled by Medunjanin. Pass got away momentarily from Atanga. Matarrita forward again for Cincinnati. Final minute of play. Here is Cruz. Cruz! Oh, he nearly slipped it through the back post. But Columbus managed to clear and a foul called against FC Cincinnati. Cincinnati simply giving it everything they've got here in the final minutes. But it appears as though they'll fall up just short. The final whistle coming any moment now. Free kick taken by Eloy Room. Out for a Cincinnati goal kick. Caleb Porter asking for the full-time whistle. And this is one back by Columbus. Taken to the corner flag by Berry, who is the hero, scoring a brace off the bench. And that is it. The Columbus Crew win the MLS Real Derby in epic fashion. In come-from-behind fashion. 3-2 the final score. And it was a much-needed 3 points as Columbus looked to get themselves back into playoff position. Cincinnati, in pure disbelief, they thought they had the 3 points, thought they had at least a point. They come away empty-handed once again. And what a performance off the bench for the super sub in Miguel Berry, the Spaniard, delivering the goods, and Columbus gets the job done against their Ohio rivals. Well, the moment of the match has to be that third goal for Columbus. It turned out to be the game-winning goal. It wasn't the prettiest of goals from Miguel Berry, but it went in nonetheless. A deflection on the way, and the Crew get the 3 points. Now tied on points with DC United for that 7th and final playoff spot in the Eastern Conference. A devastating defeat for FC Cincinnati, whose season has been somewhat of a dumpster fire, really. And so that is it from Columbus. The home team gets the win. A thrilling matchup it was. Hope you guys enjoyed it. I'm Samuel Reese saying good night, everybody. 3-2, the Columbus Crew over FC Cincinnati at lower.com field. A night to remember for Miguel Berry off the bench. And a fun matchup from minute 0 to minute 90. So long, everybody.